Pompeii was a threat to reveal its secrets. After the eruption, Pompeii was buried under thick layers of volcanic ash. The city remained hidden for more than 1,600 years. No one knew what lay beneath the ground. In the 1700s, workers digging near Naples discovered ancient walls. They found paintings, pottery, and parts of buildings. It was the lost city of Pompeii. Excavations began. As the ash was removed, streets and homes reappeared. Everything was preserved, tables, tools, even food. It was as if time had stopped. Inside the ruins, archaeologists found human remains. Not just bones, but detailed impressions in the ash. They poured plaster into the empty spaces. What came out were full-body casts of people. Some were lying down, some were covering their faces, some were holding each other. These casts showed how people reacted in their final moments. It was a powerful reminder of how fast the disaster happened. More discoveries followed. Temples, bathhouses, and marketplaces were uncovered. Graffiti was found on the walls, messages written by ordinary people. Some were jokes, some were personal notes, some were political slogans. Pompeii was not just a ruin, it was a city full of life. A place where people lived, worked, and shared their thoughts. Today, Pompeii is one of the most important archaeological sites in the world. It helps us understand how ancient Romans lived. It also reminds us how quickly life can change. Mount Vesuvius still stands near the city. It is still active and millions of people live nearby. Pompeii is more than history. It is a warning from the past. A message that still matters today. As more of Pompeii was uncovered, a clearer picture of Roman life began to emerge. The city had a complex layout. There were paved roads, sidewalks, and drainage systems. Public fountains provided water, shops lined the streets, and homes ranged from small apartments to large villas. Inside the homes, walls were decorated with colorful paintings. Some showed scenes from mythology, others showed daily life, dining, farming, and celebrations. The people of Pompeii enjoyed entertainment. They had theaters, music performances, and athletic games. One of the largest buildings was the amphitheater. It could hold thousands of spectators. There, people watched gladiator fights and public events. Religion was also important. Temples were built for Roman gods like Jupiter, Venus, and Apollo. People left offerings and prayed for protection and good fortune. Pompeii had a strong economy. Markets sold food, clothing, and tools. Bakers made bread in stone ovens. Fishermen brought in fresh catch from the nearby sea. Wine and olive oil were produced and traded across the region. Education was valued. Children from wealthy families learned reading, writing, and math. Some even studied Greek and Latin literature. But life in Pompeii was not perfect. There were signs of inequality. Wealthy citizens lived in luxury, while many others worked as laborers or servants. Still, the city was full of energy. People gathered in public baths to relax and socialize. They met in forums to discuss politics and business. They celebrated festivals with music, food, and parades. Pompeii was a city of culture, commerce, and community. It was a place where people lived full lives until the eruption changed everything. The more we uncover, the more we understand how advanced and vibrant this ancient city truly was. Pompeii's rediscovery changed how the world viewed ancient history. For the first time, a Roman city was found almost completely intact. It was not just ruins. It was a snapshot of daily life. The buildings showed how people lived. The artwork showed what they believed. And the remains showed how they died. As archaeologists continued their work, they uncovered more details about the final hours of the city. The eruption began with a loud explosion. Ash and pumice fell from the sky. People tried to escape, but the roads were blocked. The air was filled with smoke and heat. Many residents took shelter inside their homes. They hoped the walls would protect them, but the ash kept falling. Roofs collapsed, fires started, and the temperature rose quickly. Later, waves of hot gas and rock swept through the city. These surges moved fast and were extremely deadly. They destroyed everything in their path. The people of Pompeii had no warning, no chance to prepare, no way to survive. The eruption lasted for nearly 24 hours. By the end, the city was buried under meters of ash and debris. When the ash cooled, it hardened. It sealed the city like a time capsule. Everything inside was preserved. This natural preservation allowed modern researchers to study Pompeii in detail. They learned about Roman architecture, food, clothing, and social customs. They also learned about the dangers of living near a volcano. Pompeii became a symbol of sudden disaster, a reminder that nature can change everything in a single day. The city's story continued to unfold with each new discovery. And the lessons from Pompeii reached far beyond Italy. It became a global message about history, science, and the fragile balance between humans and nature. Today, Pompeii stands as a city of silence. Its streets are empty, its homes are broken, but its story is louder than ever. Every stone, every wall, every cast tells us something about how people lived, about how they died, and about how quickly everything can change. Visitors walk through the ruins. They see the artwork, the tools, the messages on the walls. They see the faces of those who never escaped. And they remember Pompeii is not just a place. It is a lesson, a reminder that nature does not wait, that time does not warn, and that history is always closer than we think. Mount Vesuvius still rises above the bay, still active, still watching, and millions of people still live nearby. The question is not whether it could happen again. The question is, are we listening? Because Pompeii spoke once, and the world was not ready. Now its voice echoes through time, through ash, through stone, through silence. And it asks us to remember, to learn, to prepare, to respect the power beneath our feet. This was the story of Pompeii, a city that vanished in a day but refused to be forgotten. If this story moved you, share it. Let others hear what the ruins still whisper. And if you want more real stories, stories buried, silenced, or nearly lost, subscribe, follow, and stay curious, because history isn't over. It's just waiting to be uncovered.